भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ. Dear devotees, I'm well aware around 6 to 7 weeks before we had a discussion. We were discussing the Mundaka Upanishad. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it started with a great householder called Shaunaka. He asked a question to the guru called Angiras. Kasminnu bhagavo vignate sarva vidam vignatam bhavati iti. When the guru gave a list of scriptures or the list of subjects one has to study in the Gurukula, which is generally considered 64 topics, 64 subjects in the Gurukula. So he was a very intelligent person. He asked, is there any shortcut? By knowing one, everything will be known. Then the guru laughs at it and he said, it's a very intelligent question in the world, no doubt. And he says, yes, there is. And as a reply, the whole Brahmagnana or the Upanishad starts, the Upanishad discussion about the self and the self-knowledge, it starts, if you remember my earlier classes. Now, one more important point there is a great householder who has approached the guru and is asking about the Brahmagnana. That means the Vedanta or the Brahmagnana is not only meant for mendicants or the monks. Many of us, we think, oh, spirituality, God, Vedanta, philosophy is for monks because they don't have any other work. That is the only work they have. Let them do. And we, the householders, we can do whatever we wish. That is not our Indian way of life. That is not our ashrama dharma. Spirituality is not the choice. Either you are in brahmacharya ashrama or garahastha ashrama, vanaprastha or sannyasa. Spirituality is the must for every one of us. There is no choice. Whether you take bhakti yoga or karma yoga, jnana yoga, patanjali yoga or kundalini yoga, there you have got a choice. In the sadhana paddhati, we have got a choice. But whether to have a spirituality or not, whether to have mukti or not, there is no choice in our Indian tradition. So, and this Vedanta not only for monks, as Swami Vivekananda time and again tells. Here also, the householder is asking as an aspirant, what is Brahmagnana, what is self, and what is self-knowledge. And now we are in the third canto, first subchapter, first subcanto, where we were discussing about the Brahman and the Brahman attributes. If you remember, in the fifth shloka, we were discussing Satyena Labhyaha. Now, after discussing the nature of the Brahman, which is eternal, Nitya, and which is Avinashi, indestructible, there is no birth and aja, there is no birth, neither birth nor death, and it is only subject, never the object. After all these things, the question may come for us, how to attain this Brahman? How can I realize this Brahman? How can I realize God? This question comes. So for that, Rishi is giving the answer. And these disciplines are much prescribed for the monks according to the commentators. What is that? Satyena Labhyaha. The Atman is attained by Satya, by the truth. Already I have discussed in the last class, but just I am revising it. Then Tapasahi. Through tapas, through austerities, the Brahman is attainable. Esha Atma. Esha Atma, this Atma can be attained by Satya and by tapas. Samyak Gnanena, Brahmacharyena Nityam. Samyak Gnanena, not with confused mind, not with a doubting mind. Samyak Gnanena, with complete knowledge, with good understanding, with right understanding, with good understanding, one can get him. And Brahmacharyena, by practicing the celibacy. As I already told in the previous class, celibacy, the standard of celibacy, the definition of celibacy is different for different walks of life. The Brahmacharya, Vrata, what is being prescribed for Brahmachari is different to Grihastha. And whatever is described to Grihastha is different for Sannyasi. So that should be clear. And when to practice all this? Nityam, every day. So my teacher, my Gurudev used to tell, I often tell this, there is no holiday in spiritual life. Oh, there is a government holiday tomorrow, so no work. Let me go and rest. Let me go for picnic. Or today I'm not feeling like cooking. Let me get food from Zomato. Let us give a leave for cooking in the house, we may say. But for spiritual life, there is no holiday. So practicing truth, how much I have to do, when I have to do. Like now, December is coming. The people take the Ayyappa Mala. For 1 month, they try to live a disciplined life. Afterwards, they forget everything. So like that, not the part-time or sometime you can do practice. You have to practice all the while till your realization. Nityam. By using this one word, Nityam, it has to be done every day, every moment. Then, and where he is in the Vaikunta, is in the Swarga, or is it the Brahmaloka, or is in some above world or below world? Where is he? Antasharire. He is inside my own body. He is inside our own body. So what is the address of the Brahman, if you ask? The Upanishad is giving the address is what? Antasharire, inside of one's own body. Jyotirmaya. How is he residing? In what form is he residing? Jyotirmaya, in the form of light. Here, light means it is not like halogen light or tube light or any focused lights. No, here light means an awareness. Shubhraha, and his nature is crystalline, pure. Yam pashyanti yataha kshina doshaha. Yam pashyanti. Whoever sees, here sees means whoever experiences the Brahman, whoever experiences the self, what happened? Yatayaha. For such a person, kshina doshaha, all the dosha, impurities will be removed. Mean you will be the perfect person. Perfect person means you will be the ever pure. There is no dirt in him. There is no impurity in him. Here, kshina dosha is with ignorance. So where is the Atman? The address of Atman is one's own body. So we should stop searching for the self outside. So instead of that, we should start searching the self inside. Why? Because that is the address is given by Upanishads. Now to go into that, we need a key. Just to go into the, in the bank, we will have a lockers. For that, you need a passcode or a key. So what is the key here? Satya, Tapasa, Samyak Gnana, Brahmacharya. Basically, these are the different virtues or moral values has been given by the Upanishads. So the spiritual life without moral values cannot be possible. The morality and ethics is the base for civilized person, for civilization. And not only that, even for spiritual life. I will be spiritual and I can tell a lie. I can be immoral if you think, or unethical. It is wrong. It is never possible. So if someone is immoral and still he or she thinks that they are very spiritual, that is hypocrisy. That is not true. So basically in the first four slokas, he tells about Atmagnana. Atmagna. Now he is telling about the uniqueness in the next 4 or 5 slokas. The author, the Rishi is telling the uniqueness of the Atman or the nature of the Atman, and Gnana Sadhanani and Gnana Sadhana Falani, he is reminding us actually. All these things has been discussed in the earlier chapter, if you remember them. Now he is reminding us. He is reminding us what is the nature of the Atman, what is the uniqueness of its nature, and what are the means, what are the methodology or the means, sadhana paddhati, methods by which one can attain Brahmagnana. So how one can attain Brahmagnana, how one can realize Brahman, all these things are limitations of the knowledge. We should not take it literally. Why? Because Brahman cannot be attained. In the next, after 2 slokas, he will tell that. Then you may say, Swamiji, yourself you told how Brahman can be attained. You told, and now you are saying Brahman cannot be attained. How is it contradictory? Why are you confusing us? You may feel that. So this is a limitation of language. You have to understand. Now today, I am now already 2 chapters you have read, and some, if not all, most of you have heard Prakarana Granthas like Aprokshanubhuti, Nardurdrushya Viveka. You were well introduced into Advaita concepts, I suppose. Now today, if every one of you have got a textbook, that is Upanishad textbook. Please keep it open. Otherwise, in the mobile or in the, if you are using mobile or laptop or iPad or whatever, there nowadays the Upanishad texts are available either in the Sanskrit or vernacular languages. I request all of you to keep it open. 3.1.6. Why? Because today I am going to teach you how to read the sloka and understand yourself. Every time you will not be able to understand completely, no doubt, but by process and by trying, you can understand. If you have got Brahma Gambhira and this 8 Upanishads, that is also good. Our Gita Press book is also fine. Chinmaya Mission, Sachidananda Saraswati in Kannada, all of them are fine, no doubt. So keeping the Shankara Bhashya as a base, so I will be talking today. I mean, every day I'm talking that, keeping Shankara Bhashya in the base, actually, background today. So I'll be trying to teach you how to read and study or understand the shlokas. Satyameva jayate nanrutam satyena panta vitato devayanaha yena kramanti rushayaha hi aptakama yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam. Truth alone wins and not untruth. By truth is laid the path called Devayana, by which the desireless seers ascend to where exists the supreme treasure attainable through the truth. Now, if you know a bit Sanskrit, then you can split in them and you take the first verb actually and you read it. But that will be difficult for many of you because many of you might not know Sanskrit and all. So I will not be going into that traditional way of learning or teaching. So just we will go by shlokas, shloka as it is. So it will be easy for you to find out and understand. Now, Satyam Eva, the first word in the shloka, Satyam Eva. Now, Satyam Eva. Eva means indeed, surely. Satyam, surely truth, or truth indeed. What does it mean? Satyam Eva, truth indeed. Here means, here only we need Acharya, I mean the commentators. So Shankaracharya, he tells, here Satyam Eva means you should take it as Satyavan, the truthful man, the person who is practicing the truth at all times. Satyameva, truth indeed. So how to be understood there? Because the Rishi has given the figurative sense, but here actually one should take it as the Satyavan Eva. Satyavan Eva means the truthful man, one who is practicing the truth at all times. Okay. Jayate wins. Now, Satyameva Jayate. This is our national motto of India. You can see in our currency, we can see in our emblem, all these things. So, Satyameva Jayate has taken from where? Mundaka Upanishad. So, Satyameva Jayate, truth alone wins. And the commentator says, the person who is following the truth, Satyavan Eva Jayate, the person who is practicing the truth, the truthful person, honest person alone wins. Na anrutam jayate. Nanrutam, that's all. This jayate, whichever the verb is there, that is for satya and anrutam. Both it is included there. So satyameva jayate, na anrutam jayate. Truth alone wins. Truthful person alone wins. Na anrutam jayate. Means untruthfulness doesn't win. Or the person who is liar, the person who speaks untruth, he never wins. That is what the meaning of the first line. So, truthful man alone wins, untruthful man never wins. Satyena panta vitataha deva yanaha. Satyena. Satyena means by truth. By truth means the people who is practicing the truth and who speak truth and all. Satyena pantaha. When you break it, the word breaks, that becomes pantaha. Pantaha means the path. So the path is the adjective for the Devayana. So Pantha is an adjective for the Devayana. Devayana means the path of gods actually. Yana means path, Deva means God. The path taken by gods here. Now here, the path taken by gods means what does it mean? We know national highway, we know state highway, we know what do you say, district highways and all. So which is this is called God highway? Which is that God highway? This God highway means here it is Krama Mukti. Now Mukti has got three types of Muktis. One is Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti is the person who is realized the self or who got liberated while living in the body, physical body. A person who is living in the physical body, but still he is a realized person, he is liberated person. He is called Jivan Mukta. One who has got Jivan Mukti. So this is the unique concept of Advaita Vedanta. In Advaita Vedanta only this Jivan Mukti is there, others won't accept generally. Apart from that, we have got two more type of muktis, Krama Mukti and Videha Mukti. One is Jivan Mukti, the second is Videha Mukti. Videha, Vigatam Deha. One who has lost his body. So at the time of death, he realizes the Brahman. He gets self-knowledge. He attains self-knowledge. Or either he gets a God's vision or he gets a experience of the Brahman. So this is called Videha Mukti. Means one who gets liberated, one who gets emancipated at the time of death. So people also, when there's a temporary liberation we speak. I'm not speaking of that. Here, Videha Mukti means one who is liberated, no more birth for him. Vigadam Deha, he lost his body. Means he doesn't have any more birth for him. No more coming into samsara chakra. So, that is the wheel of birth and death. The other is Krama Mukti. Krama Mukti is the person who has led the moral life and who has done a lot of sadhana and he was desiring for liberation. So he dies, but he's not liberated person. He's not realized person. So he goes in the Devayana, in the particular lokam, in the particular path which Shuklagati, Krishnagati and all has been spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has spoken all these things. So he follows that and he goes to Brahmaloka. He stays in the Brahmaloka and he gets the ultimate guru, who is that Chaturmukha Brahma himself takes classes. Takes classes, just I'm joking. So means he stays there, he continues his sadhana and he gets liberated. Now, if any other lokas, Bhuvarloka, Maharloka, Janarloka and all, or Swargaloka, any other loka you go, there you can exhaust your karma. You can, you have got so much bank balance, you can only spend it. You can only spend your punya or papa or in naraka like that. You can spend your papa or punya, but you cannot try for God realization or self-realization in any other lokas. Whereas in Brahmaloka, you can practice your sadhana and you will get the realization or emancipation or liberation. That is called Krama Mukti. The path to which you go and reach Brahmaloka and from where you will get the Krama Mukti, where you will get liberated. That path is called Devayanaha, the path which is taken by Devas. Here Deva means Hiranyagarbha, the path which takes to Hiranyagarbha. Again, Hiranyagarbha means Chaturmukha Brahma, one who creates the world. That's how we have to understand. Vitataha. Vitataha means one who attains actually. Pantaha, path. Devayanaha, the path of gods. Vitataha means it is laid or spread and it is attained. Yena. Yena means by which path alone. Which path alone is referring to which? It is because a pronoun. So which path alone means that is referring to Devayana. Yena is referring to Devayana only. Yena akramanti. Akramanti rushaya hi aptakama. Akramanti. Akramanti means ascends. By which path alone he ascends? Who ascends? Rushayaha. Rushi. Rushi means again serial effect will have who has got a long beard or who has got a tough hair and matted hair, one who is living in the forest. All these things we think. No, none of these are the real definition of the Rushi. Basically, they believe in simple living and high thinking. So most of them, they used to live in the forest so that they can get free from distractions of the world and they don't spend their time in their earning bread and maintaining it. So whatever is naturally available, vegetables or fruits or the leaves or the roots, they used to eat whatever is necessary for the survival of the body as a medicine. They used to take the food and they used to spend most of the time in the spiritual practice, in the tapas, are in the Satyanveshan. That is in searching the truth. So that's how they used to wear the rough cloth or whatever. And they used to never bother about shaving and maintaining the hair and etc. So Rishi means is a scientist actually, one who is searches after truth. Ru means reality or gnana or belaku, that is light. She means one who is searching for. So Rishi means one who is searching for truth, one who is searching for light is called Rishi. So Rushaya akramanti. In Kannada, akramana is different. So here akramanti is different again. So akramanti means ascending, one who takes and one who reaches. How he reaches? By yena, by that path, that is Devayana path. He aptakama. So this is one of the, again, one more thing. Now one is Satya is the thing which value everyone has to follow. So the Rishi or the spiritual seeker, he has to follow the Satya to attain Brahmagnana. He told, and the second is what? Aptakamaha. Aptakamaha means free from desires from everything. Iya amutra palabhogadi viragaha. I don't want anything, the pleasurable things, either in this world or the above worlds. Or in the present day, I would like to go to US and to enjoy. Or probably I would like to go to Switzerland and I would like to go and enjoy there. So such type of desires we may be there. If you have got such type of desire, then you are not aptakama. I am not aptakama. The person who is aptakama, he doesn't have any more desire other than attaining God or attaining self. So conditions, terms and conditions apply. Who can attain Brahmagnana in the Krama Mukti? Not just by worshipping the God, by meditating on the God. Apart from that, one is he has to follow the path of truth and he should be free from all type of worldly desires and he should have only one desire, that is, let me attain self, let me attain God, let me get liberated, no more birth, no more death. Such mindset, who is free from all type of worldly desires, is called aptakamaha. Yatra. Yatra means where. Means where means where that exists. Tat, that is a pronoun again. That means what? That refers to what do you say? Satyasya paramam nidhanam. That truth, satyasya, that truth or the highest satyasya paramam nidhanam. Paramam means best, supreme. Nidhanam means the treasure. That is the best treasure, supreme treasure. What do you mean by supreme treasure? We know RBI is that treasure we are speaking of, or the bank has got treasure where millions of rupees are there, crores of rupees are there. The highest money is wherever is there in India. Is it can be called highest treasure? Is it that Rishi is mentioning? No, we all know that it is not so. Here the highest treasure is what? The highest reality. What is that highest reality? That is what the moksha or the mukti, by which we can attain Brahmagnana. So the highest treasure is what? Mukti. And that is related how? By satyasya. By practicing the highest discipline called satya, one can attain the mukti through krama mukti. Because in the krama mukti, he will be doing saguna upasana mainly. Like you will be doing puja, you will be worshipping, you will be doing meditation, you may be doing japa, you will be doing apart from austerities. He is doing all the sagana upasana and he has led the moral life, truthful life, and he doesn't have any other desire except liberation, except realization of God. Such a person, he takes the path of Devayana, Hiranyagarbha path, and he goes to Brahmaloka, and in the Brahmaloka, after some time, or shortly or in due course of time, he gets liberation. This is what the overall meaning of this shloka. So here, what is the purport? What is the takeaway message? One is the moral values are essential for all of us. For civilized person, for civilization, you need a civilized person. If you have to be civilized person, you have to practice moral values. Otherwise, one cannot be civilized. We will not have the protection of the country. So apart from that, even for our spiritual life, moral values are most essential. They are like bedrock. Without moral values, one cannot progress in spiritual life. That's the first takeaway message. That is Satya and Apta Kama. I've got a different type of desires. I have done a lot of good work and I'm hearing Vedanta class. I am trying to do self-enquiry. Then can I get self-realization? No. Why? You have done a lot of punya by doing good charity work and some donations you have done, good charity works you have done, you have helped a lot, you have done blood donation, all these things. Punya you accrued, no doubt. And you have done self-enquiry by hearing Mundaka Upanishad class, Kathopanishad class, Ishavasya Upanishad class, Brahma Sutra class. So many classes you might have attained, but because you have got desires, any a few other worldly desires are there, so you are not yet ready for, this Krama Mukti. So one who is free from all the worldly desires, such a person only can get the Krama Mukti. And here, one more thing we have to understand, the corollary is what? I can do whatever I want, I wish, and let me lead the worldly life, let me have a merrymaking or whatever. At the time of death, let me think of Narayana, like Ajamila. In Bhagavata, we see that. Ajamila story, we often quote that. Ajamila remembers the Lord Narayana, and that's how from Vaikunta, Narayana Dutas came and they took him, he got emancipation. So like that, whole life, we will be thinking of something else and worldly life and some other life, distracted life we will be leading. And at the time of death, if I can remember Narayana, Shiva, Durga, Kali, or Ramakrishna, then I will attain moksha. I can attain moksha. This is what many people's or few people's argument are thinking. If you think it is not so, because here it is telling very clearly, Satyasya, by Satya, by treading the path of Satya, one can attain, and Aptakama, these are terms and conditions here. So if you lead a immoral life and you go and do some 10,000 or few lakhs, you put into Hundi, Tirupati Hundi, and if you think that you can get away from your sin, that is the most foolish thing one is doing. No, all these things are not possible. Yeah, before going to it, if you have got any question regarding understanding the sloka, I will be, what you say, happy to answer. Otherwise, I'll go to further thing. Any doubts? Understanding a sloka by taking each word by word. Okay, I hope so. There is no reply, so I hope there is no question. So in Rushya also, one more thing probably I can tell is that one who is a Saguna Upasaka, Saguna Ishvara Upasaka with a Mumukshatva as a qualification. One more, on the lighter side, I would like to tell Ram Ram Satyahai, especially in the northern India, very common thing. Ram Ram Satyahai. When a person dead and when we are taking the dead body for the cremation ground or crematorium, we say Ram Ram Satya. Ram alone is Satya, means God alone is true. We all say, we all think, and when person has died, we all speak, Arey, what to do? See, everyone dies. When we die, we don't take anything. We don't take our house, we don't take our bank balance, we don't take X, Y, Z and all we say. But we all feel that everything is futile and we should not bother too much about it. All these things we will tell, we will think. And once we finish the cremation and when we come and I have a bath and even our vairagya also goes away, smashana vairagya, that also goes away, then we start quarreling because when the property issue comes, when the property division comes, or for XYZ reasons, we start quarreling. All our Vedanta are understanding that Vairagya Bhava goes away. Why? Because it is, we have got lot of desires. So Satyasya, with the truth as the highest discipline, one can ascend to the Brahmaloka. So ascend to the Deva, ascend to the Brahmaloka, who is possible? Following the truth and having the Aptakama, that is free from all desires. Now again in the next loka, what is self and what are its attributes? Actually, we cannot say it is an attribute. What is its nature has been told in the seventh shloka. Let us try to understand. Bahucha tad divyam achintya rupam. Sukshmacha tad sukshmataram vibhati. Durat sudure tada hantikecha. Pashyan vivaiva pashyanti svaiva nihatam guhaya. It is great and self-effulgent. It means Brahman. And its form is unthinkable. It is subtler than the subtle. It shines diversely. It is farther than the far off. And it is near at hand in this body. Among sentient beings, it is perceived as seated in this very body. in the cavity of the heart. Like these things, when you get paradox and opposites, pair of opposites, people go wrong. People go feel that I think Upanishad Krushis are just, they are good poets. They don't understand anything. They don't know things. Simply they are creating some confusions. Why? Because it is farther than the forest and it is nearer than the nearest. And it is subtler than the subtlest. It is heavier than the heaviest. It is smaller than the smallest and it is bigger than the biggest. So like this pair of opposites are told to describe what is Atman. So if it is bigger than the biggest, one can understand. It is smaller than the smallest, also one can think something. If both are there, which is paradoxical in nature, if that is the nature of Atman means, then many people accuse about the Upanishadic statements. Now, this is an art of expression. So why the Rishis used to tell like this? By telling this, they are telling very clearly that Atman is never the object, Atman is the only subject. And it is there everywhere. It is omnipresent. There is no place where there is no Atman. To make us understand, and Atman is the subject and it is never the object. To make this 2 point understand, they used to use this pair of opposites, paradoxes, that we should keep it in mind. Now, Bahucha, sorry, Bruhatcha, Bruhat cha. Bruhat. Bruhat means what? Which is Bruhat? Now, Bruhat cha tat divyam achintya rupam. First line if I break, Bruhat cha tat divyam achintya rupam. Tat Bruhat cha. That means which is that? Again, that is referring to that is a pronoun. Pronoun is referring to whom? By this time we should be able to understand that is what Brahman, the consciousness. Tat Bruhat cha. So Bruhat means that is great. It is very, big, very great. It is a great. Bruhat means here it is great. Why it is great? Because it is all pervading. It is omnipresent. There is no place where Brahman exists. Many people ask, Swamiji, at the time of death, where does Brahman go? How does Brahman travel from one body to another? I say, it is a wrong question. Why? Brahman can never travel from one body to another. Does that mean, Swamiji, Brahman exists in the dead body? If you ask, I say yes. Then why I am saying that he is a dead person? Because only the reflecting medium, vehicle called Sukshma Sharira is not there. That's why the body is dead. It is declared as dead. So that's why in the olden days we used to say, Prana hoitin, we used to say, Pran chala gaya. Pran chala gaya means what? That prana is the part of subtle body. The subtle body has left the gross body. That's why the gross body is not aware of the Brahman. Now, why gross body is not aware of the Brahman without the subtle body? The care of Drugdrishya Viveka classes. There we have discussed all that. Bruhat cha, tat bruhat. It is great. Why it is great? Because it is all pervasive. There is no place where it doesn't exist. It exists everywhere at all times. That's why it is great. Bruhat cha tat divyam. Divyam means it is, what do you say? It is divine or it is self-effulgent. Here divyam means it is self-effulgent. Means it pervades and enlivens the body, or it is supersensuous also, some commentators makes this. So basically it is a Chaitanya Swarupa. It is in the form of consciousness and it is self-effulgent and it pervades and enlivens the body inside and outside. Tat divyam. Achintya rupam. Achintya rupam, unthinkable. My mind can perceive only with form. When I say try to think about the Atman, Atman doesn't have any form. If I say, then people will start thinking like a sky, or probably like a light, or like a light ball, or they will start thinking that like a darkness or a blankness. Why? Because our mind without name and form, nama and rupa, it cannot think, it cannot conceive. And the nature of Brahman is what? Achintya Rupam. It is unthinkable. Why? Because it does not have any form at all. Water does not have any form. Whenever we put a water or liquid in any solid object, it takes the particular solid object. We all know that. But at least water is water. I mean, we can see the water from our naked eyes, but this Brahman cannot be perceived by any of our five sense organs. Then can we perceive by any advanced instruments like microscope, telescope? No. Why? Achintya Rupam. It does not have any form at all. Then how you can perceive either even the advanced microscope or telescope? So it is unperceivable. And it is unperceivable means what? That means it does not exist. No, it exists. It is not perceivable means it is not perceivable from your five sense organs and the advanced instruments. Why? Because it is the subject, it is never object. You cannot objectify the Brahman. That's what the understanding we should know. So because it is the seer and it is not the seen. It is the subject and not the object. And Sukshmacha. And it is the subtle. It is subtler. Tat sukshma, that Brahman, sukshmacha sukshmataram. It is subtler than the subtlest. Like atoms, electrons, protons. These are the subtler things, are light particles. Or electrons are the light particles, atoms are the subtlest particles, which is more or less available in the mundane world. So it is subtler than the subtlest means it is subtler, smaller than the subtlest means even it is subtler than even this atom or electrons or the neutrons or whatever, or the light particles. Okay? And Vibhati means shines. Vividam bhati. It appears in different forms. It shines in different forms. Means like it is shining like it is. Whatever the shiningness you see in the sun, the shiningness you see in the moon, the shining nature you see in the stars, everywhere that shiningness is from where? It is from Atman. Here it is shining is also, we should take it as shines means it is literally shining means it is not shining, it is awareness. Okay? So it is subtler than the subtlest and it shines everywhere. And Durat Sudure. And it is farther than the farthest. It is farther than the farthest. Say for an example, you say which can be very far for us, Milky Galaxy, because we're in that, okay, neighboring galaxies, or some other galaxy which runs for thousands of light years. If you think whatever you can conceive, the Rishi says that it is farther than even that galaxy. So it is farther than the farthest. Apart from this, there is nothing which is further away. Means, again, what we should understand here is like Kasturi Mrugadundata Manavai. It is farther than the forest. Again, it's a figurative you said. What we should understand from this is what? Just like the reindeer has got the scent, that Kasturi, the scent name is called Kasturi. The scent is inside in its womb. But the reindeer, with forgetting that, it is traveling, it is searching everywhere, entire forest it is searching. From where this scent is coming, it is trying to find out day in and day out for days, weeks, but it didn't find. At some time it got tired and sat in one place, the reindeer. So similarly, why an ignorant person is searching for Brahman everywhere? He's searching in the temples, he's searching in the mosque or church, or in the person, or in the things, or in the above worlds, or in the below worlds. So he's trying to search the Brahman everywhere externally. So he is unable to get the Brahman. Why? Because of the wrong address. You send a courier with the wrong address, wherever the courier may travel, how much ever he may travel, the courier person, he cannot deliver. Why? The address itself is wrong. So similarly, the ignorant person is with a wrong address, he is searching for the Brahman. That's why it is farther than the farthest. Why? Because he can never get the Brahman. He can never try to attain, try to get, try to touch, try to hold on to Brahman. Why? Because of the wrong address. Because he's trying to see the Brahman in the external world. He's trying to objectify the Brahman. That's what we mean. Okay? Durat Sudure, tad iha antikecha. Tad iha antikecha. That means that Brahman, iha, here means where? In this body, antikecha. It is inside my heart. It is so close to me. It is inside me only, it is residing in me only, but ignorantly I am searching for that Brahman everywhere outside. That's where I am not getting. That's why it is called Sudhure, Durat Sudhure. It is farther than the forest. Now, Tat Iha Antikecha. It is very close to us. It is very close to my hand. Why? Because it is in me only. If something is in my pocket, that is close to me. If that is in my hand, it is still more close. If that is something inside me, that is much closer. The proximity is very becoming very less, isn't it? So that's where tad iha antikecha. Iha antikecha means it is close to the hand. For whom? It is for wise person, for a gnani. Why? Because he's aware the Brahman doesn't exist anywhere. It exists in me only, in my heart, in my cave of my heart. Again, that's a figurative usage. Once you understand and experience that, you'll be able to see the Brahman either inside your heart and outside everywhere. Pashyati. Ihaiva. Ihaiva pashyati. Pashyatsu ihaiva. Ihaiva nihitam guhayam. The wise person, the knower of the truth, the realized person, where does he see? Where does he experience the Brahman? Pashyatsu ihaiva. In this body, in every living being. Ihaiva. After seeing nihitam guhaya. Nihitam means seated. Ihaiva means in this body. Guhaya means the cavity of the heart. So the person and the wise person sees the Brahman, experience the Brahman in one's own heart. Heart means it is not the physical heart, it is spiritual heart. You can say like in the Kundalini Shakti, if you go to Shat Chakras, when you say Anahata Chakra, we say spiritual heart. So there he feels, he experiences that Brahman. And after experiencing Pashyatsu, he starts experiencing that Brahman in every living being. I mean, everywhere. In everywhere, in everyone, he is seeing that Brahman exists. Why? Because everywhere the Brahman alone is true. So one who practices, he sees the Brahman in himself and in everywhere. That's what we can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi, or even Sharda Devi, Vivekananda, all the great people, they were able to say. They were able to see and perceive either the God or the self in everyone. So now these things are attained by the Brahmagnani, and for sadhakas, for spiritual aspirants, we have to attain. Whatever has been attained by the great personalities, the great spiritual luminaries, for them it has been attained, and for us it is to be attained. For them it is a fact, for us it is a goal to be reached. So for ignorant person it is farther, and for the wise person it is the nearest one. Now, so by doing all the sadhana, what happens? We become fit. Our instruments, our mind and body becomes fit, especially our mind becomes fit so that I can perceive the truth. I can perceive the self, which is inside my heart. Now, how much ever I know, how much ever I hear classes, I am unable to perceive. Why? Because of the impurities. That's where karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and sadhana, tapas and satya, all the values, all these things are important. Why? Because of that, you will become fit enough. Just like mobile. When mobile has gone bad, how much our Apple mobile may be, if it is not working, then you will not be able to get the message. You will not be able to use the phone to call. But when it becomes all right, then you can make use of it. So similarly, the instrument, whatever has been given by the God, this body and mind, it is fit enough to perceive the truth, no doubt, but we have to make it fit. For that, we have to clean it. Just like the mirror. There's a beautiful mirror, but there's a lot of dust. Because of that, we are not able to see the reflection of ourselves. Once the moment you clean it, then you'll be able to see your reflection. So all our sadhana, all our spiritual practices, all our, struggles is what? Cleaning the mind, making our mind to fit enough to perceive the truth, to understand the truth, to realize the truth. And for that, they are giving the signs, they are giving the indications. So where Brahman, resides, it is in me and it is in everywhere. It is everywhere and it is in everyone. And it is farther than the forest, it is nearer than the nearest. It is great, it is divine, it is self-effulgent. So these are the few attributes has been given, nature has been given by the Brahman. So this will make us to try to keep this in mind and try to make a self-inquiry. And this also can be used as a for a meditation, Vedantic contemplation. It is breath, it is great. Why? Because it is all pervasive. And it is divine, it is self-effulgent. And it is inside my heart. And it is eternal, Nitya, it is Avinashi, Aja, Shashwata, Sanatana. All these words, if you understand the meaning, you can use this as a for a Vedantic contemplation, Vedantic meditation, whoever wishes. So these two slokas are beautiful slokas. One can use for meditation. And the next sloka also is a good, a beautiful sloka. Of course, every sloka is a beautiful sloka, no doubt. This sloka also, eighth sloka, is also a very beautiful sloka for meditation. Let us try to see next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, any doubts?